Hi, Cindy with Essential Therapies here, and I just want to go through a quick legs up the wall variation. I saw a couple people today who could benefit from this, and it is called a half shoulder stand. So we're going to be working on the space between the base of the skull and the first couple vertebrae. So when we sit a lot or we're forward head like this, of course the head is going forward in the lower vertebrae, but then what happens also when we get used to being stuck in this position, if we're wanting to look straight ahead, we crank that head back, and then this area here gets super tight. So in this release, we're going to be flexing the head, neck like this, okay? So it's gonna be putting a lot of tension here. You do not wanna do this if you have any bulging discs in your neck, especially anything active, or if you have any radiating symptoms down your arms and that sort of thing. So just be very careful, very cautious. Like any of these moves that we do for self-care, you go very slowly into them and you don't do anything that hurts, okay? Causes any problem. So let's give it a try. So you're gonna do the sitting next to the wall. This is just how I get in my legs up the wall position. I lay down, scoot my bottom next to the wall so that I'm perpendicular to the wall, and then you just roll onto your back like this. So when you're in this position, you do not want to turn your head, okay? So keep your head looking straight up. And you don't have to be right next to the wall. If you're too tight in back body to be right next to the wall because your knees are too bent, that's okay. You can be back further from the wall. So from here, you're gonna bend your knees, so your knees aren't really straight anyway. I'm gonna keep my face pointing straight up, and you think about your tailbone, and you're going to tilt your pelvis so that the tailbone comes up first, and then you lift, 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 and you're putting a little bit of pressure into the wall with your feet, but mainly you're lifting your spine up one vertebrae at a time. And I'm walking my feet up the wall here. I'm bringing my arms behind me so that the pressure is on my upper traps or the shoulders for the most part. So my head and neck are just straight, and there's a little bit of pressure in the back of my head, but most of the pressure is in my upper traps or shoulders. So you can hang out right here. This might be enough. You're just going to take several deep breaths. So this is something we're not going to hold for 5 minutes, at least certainly at the beginning. You're just going to hang out here. And if it feels good, you can bring it up a little bit more. And of course, the goal with this in yoga is to eventually get to a shoulder stand, but we don't need to worry about that right now. And you can just support yourself here. Now, if your elbows are out real wide, see if you can bring them in a little bit. And just hold yourself here. And allow yourself to breathe and really relax into the head and neck. So it's hard for me to even relax while I'm talking here. So if you just be still and breathe. Now when you come out, and this feels really good in the shoulders and neck, you're going to come down one vertebrae at a time. You're not going to plop down real fast, nice and slow, like you're lowering a string of pearls. Flat, one pearl at a time, one vertebrae at a time, down, 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 down. And there you go. So from here, you can go into all your legs up the wall positions, but typically I like to do some legs up the wall before even doing this half shoulder stand. So to finish from here, it would be really good to do some sort of extension in the upper chest and a little bit into the neck, so you could put a pillow underneath your upper back this way so that there's a little bit of elevation like so. And not necessarily with your legs up the wall, but just laying flat on the floor. You could also do a foam roller. That would be a great follow-up as well. Have a great night and enjoy your half shoulder stand.